A young student named Ganta chats with his classmates about their upcoming class trip to a privately owned prison, which also serves as an amusement park. The place is called Deadman Wonderland. It starts as a normal day for Ganta, but then suddenly a mysterious man in red shows up outside the school and uses powerful magic to wipe out the entire classroom. Ganta is the only one who survives the attack, but then the man implants a red orb in his chest, which causes him to fall unconscious. Later, he wakes up in a hospital to meet police officers waiting for him. For some absurd reason, he's become the prime suspect in the attack. A shady-looking lawyer is also present and promises Ganta that he'll prove his innocence. However, on the day of the trial, the same attorney plants heavily falsified evidence against Ganta, which causes him to be sentenced to death. Awaiting the day of his execution, Ganta is taken to the same correction facility, Deadman Wonderland, but no longer for fun purposes. In prison, the inmates are monitored all day and wear collars that pump poison into them every minute. The only way to neutralize the poison is by taking a special candy every 3 days. On his first day, he's attacked by a young white-haired girl named Shiro. While he's fighting for his life, a bomb is detonated in the building right above them. It's made to look like an accident, but it's pretty obvious someone is after Ganta. As the large debris falls toward him and Shiro, Ganta is desperate to stay alive, so the orb in his chest activates, allowing him to forge a weapon out of his blood and shield himself and Shiro. Elsewhere, an ominous man who is watching Ganta is revealed to be the lawyer. He's responsible for the bomb detonation and seems to be obsessed with the kid. Deadman Wonderland proves to be hell on earth when Ganta learns that the inmates must participate in dangerous games to earn cash points. When he finds out about a dog race where he can earn 100,000 cash points, he quickly enters the contest, and so does Shiro. The special candy that keeps them alive costs the same amount as the reward, so Ganta is desperate to win after his was stolen. In the locker room, one of the inmates named Kazumasa tries to intimidate the other contestants until the warden interferes. The game begins, and Ganta realizes that the entire course is ridden with death traps. Undeterred, he plays the game and even reaches the final. However, at the very end, he sacrifices the prize to save Shiro, and this means he won't get the candy and will die of poisoning soon. The man who is promoting the whole thing sends Ganta's cellmate, Yo, to keep tabs on him. Later, Yo gives Ganta candy for free, so he keeps living. The kid assumes it's just a kind gesture, but Yo plans to make him indebted to him. Not long after, the same man in red, now identified as Wretched Egg, arrives at the prison and attacks several inmates. Seeing the person who ruined his life again enrages Ganta, and his wrath powers up the orb once more. With the energy from the orb, he unleashes a blood attack on the man, which causes him to flee. Not long after that, Ganta passes out. When he wakes up, he hears witnesses saying that Wretched Egg is also an inmate who is locked up in Block G, so Ganta embarks on a mission to get there. Meanwhile, in a meeting, Tamaki the promoter, who is now revealed to be the lawyer, labels Ganta as dangerous, so he sends a robot to track him down and kill him. After the prison is put on lockdown to find and kill Ganta, he's now on the run. Shiro happens to know where the hidden G block is, so she takes Ganta and Yo through a secret passage to the place. Not long after, they arrive at G block, but the killer robot finds them and prepares to kill them. Just then, another inmate who possesses the same blood power as Ganta steps in and destroys the robot. Upon seeing him, Ganta immediately believes that he's Wretched Egg, so he charges at him. The two engage in a fight until Ganta realizes that it's not the mystery man in red. This inmate is named Senji, and he explains to Ganta that there are a few people in the prison who can use the blood technique. They are referred to as dead men. He further explains that they are infected with a branch of sin. Shortly, special units arrive and tranquilize Ganta and Senji, while Yo and Shiro are restrained and taken elsewhere. Ganta wakes up in an infirmary once again and meets Tamaki, who reveals that he is responsible for everything. The sociopath proceeds to enroll Ganta in a deathmatch called the Corpse Festival. The Corpse Festival is an insane tournament where all the dead men are forced to fight each other to the death. Tamaki informs Ganta that he'll be facing Senji, and if he wins, he'll win some candies and finally get the chance to meet the wretched egg who massacred his entire class. Elsewhere, one of the wardens named Makina confronts the director about the previously hidden G-Block. Makina is however intercepted by two bodyguards, Shan and En, who deny him access to the director. Meanwhile, Ganta makes his way to the arena where he'd face Senji. The match between Ganta, the woodpecker, and Senji the crow begins immediately. As soon as it starts, it's quite obvious who the favorite to win is. Senji has more experience and appears to be stronger. Senji unleashes a heavy barrage of blood attacks on Ganta, who is already feeling the effects of losing a lot of blood. However, he's determined to win, so he gets back up and devises a clever plan to win. Ganta blasts a heavy object on top of Senji and uses the period he's distracted to land a lethal blow in his chest. After Ganta wins the match, he watches Senji's punishment for losing. The guy has his right eye removed, and the sight causes Ganta to burst into tears. Elsewhere, Yo and Shiro manage to escape, and after an extremely destructive display, it's revealed that Shiro also possesses the Branch of Sin. In the next round, Ganta is faced with another dead man, Minatsuki, a young girl who is revealed to be Yo's sister. The match begins, and Minatsuki's entire demeanor changes into something psychopathic as she attacks Ganta with a whip-like branch of sin. Midway through the match, Yo interrupts by barging into the stage. He explains that Minatsuki is his little sister and that the reason he came into the prison is to save her. The two share a brief family moment, but that's until Yo finds out that she killed their father. She suddenly captures him and uses him as a human shield against Ganta's attacks. What a way to treat someone who went to jail for you. Eventually, Ganta manages to disable one of her whips to free Yo from her grip, before knocking her out with a powerful headbutt, which earns him his second win of the tournament. A strange quake occurs, and Yo rushes to protect his sister from harm. After a while, Ganta begins to remember certain things about Shiro, recalling that they were childhood friends. He reveals these memories to Yo, but the guy feels bad telling Ganta what he had seen Shiro do with her blood, so he keeps it to himself. Later, Yo goes to retrieve cash points that were stolen from him, but Tamaki tells him he can't use them in the G-Block. Enraged, he attacks Tamaki but is quickly subdued by a man named Azuma Genkaku, a member of the anti-Deadman force known as the Undertakers. The Undertakers is a special task force consisting of the most heinous criminals in the facility, put together by Tamaki to combat the Deadmen. They possess the ability to neutralize the Deadman's attacks, making them a formidable squad. Meanwhile, a young girl who is also a Deadman, named Karako, approaches Ganta and invites him to join Scarchain, a ragtag group of Deadmen whose purpose is to destroy Deadman Wonderland from the inside out. Ganta is introduced to the group leader, Nagi, who welcomes him to the team. Nagi realizes that Ganta is in a rush to help Minatsuki with her punishment for losing, so he makes a call to someone so that the girl only loses her hair instead of a vital body part. Just as Nagi is still trying to convince Ganta to join them, Genkaku shows up wielding a weapon, ready to attack them. That brings us to the end of today's recap on Deadman Wonderland. I hope you enjoyed this recap as much as I did. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and kindly comment below if you would like to see the next part. Bye and thanks for watching. See you next time.